moving on to Karnika, India has very few female cartoonists, and she is the exception. She started by saying that, you know, you have the common man, you have a political party called Aam Aadmi, which means common man. She says, why not Aam Ladki, or a common girl? And her cartoons basically give the female perspective, and she's very activist-minded, and for all the situations, she generally deals with a lot of gender-based issues. This is what really brought her to limelight. Was in 2013, we had a self-styled godman who there was a complaint from one of the daughters, a 13-year-old daughter of his devotees, that he had sexually molested her, and that finally got the cops after him. And this is the first cartoon that Karnika drew for this. She started a comic strip called Karnika Kahen, as Karnika says. And I think some of us know that she has been also covered in our Rising Voices website. You can find an article about her. And this government was also responsible. In 2012, we had a horrendous, I think many of you may have read, of the gang rape case in Delhi, which sort of put the gender politics on boil in India. And this man was responsible for saying that the victim could have called the guy's brother and could have, you know, chanted some religious chants to protect herself. So here she is very active, and she says, why don't you call the cop your brother now? And she's always an active voice. Now this cartoon, she did a series on this, which got her into a lot of trouble. She was threatened. She couldn't come out of her house for a long time, but she just didn't give up. And in fact, this series, for this series, she was the co-recipient of an award given by the US-based Cartoon Rights Network, and she received it along with the Palestinian cartoonist Majda Shaheen, who had also received threats for doing cartoons on the Hamas. Karnika also, as I already mentioned, that she does a lot of cartoons on gender issues, and this is basically what we call the Khap Panchayats, which is a very caste, community-based kind of social administration that northern part of India has in its rural villages, and they sort of just banned women from using cell phones, no going out of the house, no wearing jeans, etc. And this is what Karnika says, but do I have permission to do something else? I'll just uproot your mustaches. I mean, that's quite an aggressive thing to say. And this again, I think Karnika has something really, she gets, the self-styled godmen really get her goat. So we had another self-styled godman who was a government clerk, by the way, who became an extremely wealthy godman, and he was wanted on a murder charge. And this is the chief minister of the state from where he hails from, and he had spent his time rather, talking about how women should dress and dress decently. What is this nonsense about total freedom? If you want total freedom, should you go naked, and all that kind of stuff. So then in this one, she says, start thinking less about dresses of girls and more about goons like Rampal. And to this day, she sort of continues doing many more activist kind of posts. Thank you.
Thank you, Parna. And folks at the back, we're hearing you. We're hearing actually every single word of your conversation. So please keep it down. Next up, we have Indira Cornelio, profiling artist from Mexico.
Hi, my name is Indira. I'm from Mexico, and I will talk to you a little about a project called Illustrators with Ayotzinapa, Ilustradores con Ayotzinapa. I will start just by saying a few words about Valeria Gallo, which is the Mexican illustrator who started this project. Valeria Gallo is a young woman illustrator. She does a lot of work in children books. So besides doing that, one of her favorite things to do, she said, is to see. So, if you would like to summarize her entire work in one phrase, you could say, she thinks there is beauty where we just don't see it. Valeria, when all the Ayotzinapa protests began, she just wasn't able to participate in the first protest, so she was feeling frustrated and she wanted to do something. She started staring at Benjamin's eyes. She says that Benjamin Asensio has a strong and secure look, a bit sad, but determined. So that is how this project, Illustrators with Ayotzinapa, began. The main idea of this project was to try and emphasize not just in the number, not just in a 43 number,